Yo, what is happening, guys? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Dire Study, what is happening, man? You haven't been around for a while, so you've probably missed this guy. Getting one of my other Van Saar gang members finished. This is going to be like a commando type of dude. You've seen this dude? All right, okay. Cool. No doubt. Tattooed zoologist. How we doing? So yeah, I've just got to get some highlights on this crate here. And then I will give him a quick varnish and we'll move on to metallics. I feel like the grenades are just going to have to go on the hips. They just look weird anywhere else. I would love to have them on the shoulders. They just look... I think they just look a little bit weird if they're up here, maybe. Like, it's too high. Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb. And then the plan, because I feel like I should finish this guy. The plan is to get this painted, which is a las carbine, because I want to change one of the las guns over on one of my guys to a las carbine. I actually want to paint two of these. Change one of the las guns over on one of my guys to a las carbine. I actually want to paint two of these. Camera, please. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Come on. My whole internet. My whole PC. Wigging out. I'd say Twitch would be alright. I don't know if TikTok would be that good. Internet just beach balling? I don't know, man. I'll just keep painting. No, there's no one in the chat. What the fuck is going on with this internet? Honestly. It is beyond a joke. This internet's going to be the death of me. Buddha, my dude, how you doing? How you doing? Why don't I just use the edge of my brush? Let's do that. $60 base. My day was good, man. I school again today, but it was near a really, really good burger shop. Like my favorite burger joint, actually. They've got 2 stores, and they were started up by 3 Filipino brothers, and they make really, really amazing smash patty burgers, like the best I've ever had. And in their main store, because one of their stores is really small, in their main store, they actually do like brisket and stuff, and they call it Filo and Slow, and it's like a Filipino brisket, and it's yeah, mind blowing. It's so good. I didn't even know that was a thing. Did not even know it was a thing, but it is. So yeah, lunch was the highlight of the day. Man, it's so good. It is so good. So Reboot is going to be your biggest project ever, I would say. I think that's a fair assumption. After moving out of home, you realize that, well, yeah, man, like, I gotta say, I don't have too much Filipino food, but, and like I said, I didn't realize they did slow cooked barbecue, but it turns out they do, and it was nuts. Didn't have time to do Dreadnought. Nah, dude, like Reboot is more work than a Dreadnought. How long do these take me? Oh, varies. Varies, Harley. These ones probably around, I would say 20 hours maybe for one of my Van Saar gang members, I think. They're quite small. I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but gives you an idea of how big they are. Actually, I've probably got quite small hands. And that's why I like to zoom in on it. I think I would give any advice to anyone that was ever going to get into streaming painting models. And look, it's probably 50-50. A lot of people now on Twitch streaming on their models, but heaps of them, they would have what my top view is here as their main camera. And it's like, I don't know if I'm that interesting. This is interesting. That guy up there, he's only interesting because of this. I mean, I think so. I started on TikTok, right? For people that were there for the golden era of Battleforge gaming on TikTok, that was where we had our most consistent viewers before we started talking about other platforms. And I was just a set of hands. I was just a set of hands painting miniatures with music on in the background. And then I show my face and all of a sudden the viewers plummet. I don't know what that's about. We got that same playlist from last night because there's a few bangers on it. This is one of them. If I can get my airbrush cleaned out, because I'm doing like a full pull apart clean. If I can get my airbrush cleaned out, we might do some bases tomorrow. We might do some Necromunda bases tomorrow. I was thinking about doing it on tonight's stream, but I just couldn't get the airbrush like cleaned and assembled in time. So I was like, nah, stop it. It can soak. It can soak for a bit longer. Stork, how are we doing? Major Kill is doing pre-painted models now. Really? What, on the dice dioramas? Do you mean the dioramas themselves? Is that what you're talking about, Buddha? Thinking about getting a smartwatch? Well, I mean, 50% off is pretty damn good. I had a smartwatch for a while when I was running. It was actually really, really good. And then, I don't know what happened to it. Maybe I broke the band or something. But, yeah. Good times, those times. Yeah, are you talking about his... Nah, legit, he's a website just for repainted miniatures. Look, I'm aware that even though I've got a small following on social media, that I don't want to go around and shit can other people in the hobby. He comes from a family where his mum owns a business in Australia that is quite successful. So I feel like a lot of his ventures are geared towards that. I don't know if they've got the best interests of hobbyists behind them, if that makes sense. Anwar, thank you very much for all the likes on TikTok. Appreciate it. We don't get many likes on TikTok anymore, but it's probably because I don't ask for them. So he's doing pre-commissioned armies. I'm assuming that's what's happening. You just buy army. But then you need to go back to get more of that army. So you'll have a commission studio set up as a secondary business. That'd be mid as shit, bro. it'll be base coated, dry brushed armies for people that just want armies. And then when they want to change their list, they're going to have to go back, and they'll obviously want to get the same scheme, and they'll just go back and have to get a commission. I'm very protective of the hobby community. I think creating a business from the hobby is fantastic, but it needs to derive from benefiting the hobby and people in the hobby. It's why we don't put any of our tutorials up on. We've got a Patreon, but I don't push people to our Patreon. We don't create enough. I don't create enough content to put videos there to warrant telling people to go there. I think, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. I don't. Yeah. Get me all philosophical here, Buddha. Kevin, how we doing, man? How we doing? Appreciate the compliment. I think, Buddha, I think if you're questioning anything that's happening in that area, just look at the other website where there's a $500 subscription fee as one of the options. Like that should be enough of a explanation as to what that's all about. Yeah, make a business from the hobby. It's fine, but you need to give as much as you're getting. I think that's what I think. You need to give back as much as you're getting from the hobby community. Got to meet and see Under Oath. Who is Under Oath, Kevin? Who or what is Under Oath? Sounds like a band. Yeah, you told me about that, Buddha. You told me about that. But that's one of the things. That's one of the things I'm talking about. He's created a. Yeah, that's a sick idea, man. That's a sick idea. All right, we're up to varnish. We're going to varnish this dude. So I will pull him apart for the varnish stage. Black Sword, my guy, how we doing? Happy Monday, even though it is a Monday. I think TikTok might have removed one of your messages, Kevin. Just says that you were a fan when you were younger. I'm still assuming it was a band. The business will only survive if it's creating value. Yes. Yep. My thing is people that come into the hobby and instantly do not create that value, because there's still, you got to remember, right, this hobby has a lot of people in it that don't have great impulse control, and that's not like a slight at anyone. I at the start of my hobby had very bad impulse control. basically bought everything and anything that came out. So especially if you've already got a platform and it's sort of an empty product, because there are people out there that create empty products. You're still going to have people that are going to, purchase that stuff. Yeah. There's a lot of people, Kevin. There's a lot of people in the hobby with impulse control problems. All right. All right, so got my old piece of. This was a Warhammer box. I wouldn't even be able to tell you what the box contained. It is now just covered with paint. Your pile of shame is incredible. You should see mine. I've got a huge one from way back when I first started the hobby. It's insane. It's insane. So we're just going to blue tack this dude down. I will have to spray him a couple of times because I'm not going to be able to get both sides of some of these. So we're just going to blue tack them down. Then I just flip it over and I spray the other side. This is what I do when I prime my models too. Stuck in my ways. I'm still keeping in sub-assemblies because, I mean, there's still some metallics like hidden behind areas. You've learned to be frugal. Me too, Kevin. Like I was saying before, I don't purchase anywhere near what I used to anymore, and it's sort of there's a like I used to just buy stuff for the sake of buying it, right? Not anymore. There's got to be a reason why I need said model. It needs to be for one of my tutorials or one of my armies or my projects, my gangs. Yeah, that's Enforcers. Yeah, I'll show you in a sec. Let me just get a coat of varnish on this. Ferrari. I hope I said your name correctly. Thank you very much for the follow. We will get back into the painting in a sec. I just need to get some Tamiya TS80 on this bad boy. Now, I do want to spray this outside because it does say that it is toxic. Needs to be written off as a business expense? Yeah. Yep. All right. Give me a sec. I'll be back. Lucky I've got a spare. Lucky I've got a spare. Just cracked open a box. Oh, dude, that new Logan Grimnar. All those wolves, they're so good. Yeah, so I did paint. I've got some other Paladin Enforcers. So this is my totally not Dragon Ball Z inspired Paladin Enforcers. And they weren't. They weren't. I'll say that. I accidentally painted them up, and they just happen to be the same as Saiyan armor. And then I've got a subjugator. I think he's finished. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I probably have to look over him. I don't like this scheme as much on this guy because he gets covered a lot by the shield, by the right shield. But like, I really like all the leather straps and stuff like that. When you remove this stuff, he looks pretty cool. I'll probably paint a few more. At some stage. I got heaps of stuff to do. Like I've got the shields are cool as shit. I've got my Goliath gang as well. So I've got even more Goliath gangers. I've got another Stimmer here who is inspired by Bane. Don't worry, those shoulder pads are just blue tacked on. And I gave him a chest piece. I wanted to change him up a little bit. I didn't want him to look exactly the same as this guy. It would probably make more sense if he had the pipes, if he was going to be Bane. But anyway. And I had to customize those spud jackers. Give him paired spud jackers instead of the paired, I think they're called pulverizers. So whilst that guy dries, I've got this here, a Las Carbine that I want to paint for one of my other Saar gang members because their guns aren't glued on. One of this guy. Pretty sure this guy's moves. Yeah. So I can actually take that off. And I'll change that. They look the same. You love the 90s Necro vibe. Yeah, I sort of kept to the classic dudes as well, and I stayed with these green guns. They started to paint their weapon casings white in the new Saar, but I really like the army green. So yeah, they're two different guns. They look very, very similar, but they are two vastly different guns. Not vastly different, but they're two different guns. I've got this guy here who's going to be an optional prime, and he's got the classic Saar flat top. He's got the classic Saar flat top, and he's going to be a gunslinger. All right, what are we going to do in this? Let's do an edge highlight. Let's do an edge highlight on that. So we do two edge highlights on the weapon casings. It's a mixture of the base and just a brighter green. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. A combat patrol, and it'll be almost all you'll ever need, apart from some handful of characters for a Necromunda gang, for Gene Stealer. It's very true. Are you kidding me? My internet has just been the dumbest piece of shit ever lately. Twitch is okay because you've got like 90 seconds to save the clip, the live stream. But I think on YouTube, it just ends the stream maybe. I need to get a better internet company. Hey Rin, how you doing? I think we need a little bit more water in this. You're on to the next stage. Congrats, my dude. Congrats. How good. Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Just gonna put a bit more water into this mixture here so it flows a bit better. Yes, sir. Yes, I'll be at the hub on Saturday. I don't think we've got I don't think Marvin's there this Saturday. But I will be there painting, as always. This is an extra set of arms for one of my gang members, Prophet. Not a full model yet. Rogue, how are we doing? Yeah, Nate's got like 3 guys done. I think Marvin sort of got 4 on it at one time. I'm just waiting for the varnish to dry. Bashing your head against the boss in Elden Ring. Which one is that, Rogue? Which one are you up to? Painting question. Yes, that's me. I'm that dude. 1-to-1. Yeah, equal amounts. Yep, equal amounts of Mephiston and Evil Sons and a little bit of water. For the base coat, you probably want more water when you're doing edge highlights and stuff. Just enough to get it to flow. But with the base coats, you want to thin it out a little bit because you're going to do 2 to 3 coats anyway to get a nice, smooth, even finish. Early game Magma Worm. And this is just regular Elden Ring. Moonvale. Ah, yeah, the one in Kaled. I know which one you're talking about. He doesn't stand up, so I would say the two things that are probably getting you is the spin attack, which can be a little bit difficult to dodge, and the slam. Am I right? He shoots lava all over. Yeah, I mean, the lava one, one of the things with the magma worms, especially the ones that don't stand up, if they don't stand up, they've just got a much smaller moveset. It's literally just being patient. Like, it's quite literally just being patient. Just run out of his way when he's doing his run. Just run out of the way. Wait till he's in his normal attack pattern. Target the head. Astal took 8 hours. I don't think any boss really took me a lot of time. Marvin and I were doing a duos run, and we got stuck on Melania. She beat us for like 5 hours straight. She just beat us up. Spirit Ashes you should snag. I mean, Lutel the Headless, very good one. The Black Knight's fantastic, but that's later game. And same with the Mimic. If you're just after an early one, yeah, Lutel the Headless is very good. And you get that in Limvale. Yeah, you were Prophet. Yeah, we were getting our shit kicked in. Look at one of the knights. Look at one of the knights, Roke. Lutel the Headless. Phenomenal Spirit Ash. Underrated Spirit Ash. I would show you how to verse a magma worm on stream, but I've stopped playing games as much on stream because just don't get people watching a lot. Oh, do you know another thing you could use, Roke, that's phenomenal? Absolutely awesome versus the magma worms and dragons. Rock Sling in the head. 3 fully charged rock slings will break this, will stagger them. Yeah, Rock Sling, very, very good. What other games? I'm just playing Night Rain. Haven't played Space Marine 2 for ages. That is it. And I'm not really waiting for any other games to come out, in all honesty. Like, more Night Rain stuff would be good. I'm just going to varnish the other part of that commando model, guys, so I'll be like a minute, if that. Oh, I don't mind them. I try to stay away from games as much as I can so I can paint. Otherwise, I do what I did on Night Rain, where I was just like wanting to play it on stream all the time. Give me a sec. I'm just going to varnish the other side of this model. fresh one. I'm going to crack open a fresh one. Yeah, don't huff the fumes. They're toxic. They are actually toxic. So you're not helping me? Nah, it's fine. I've done everything I can in Night Rain. I still play a little bit off stream. Like I'll probably play a little bit tonight if Marvin wants to play off stream. But yeah, look, Night Rain can be a little bit difficult because, like, if your teammates aren't doing what they're meant to be doing, they're a massive hindrance. they're like a massive hindrance. Bosses have an extra third health because of them. Oh, I had a really, really useless one today. I don't leave game. I left the game today. I don't leave games. I left the game today. It wasn't exactly my teammates' faults either though. There must have been something happening with the game itself because we didn't get like 3 drops from bosses that were meant to drop. And look, I've had bosses not drop before, but not 3 in a run. You haven't got any of the Everdarks yet? I think the hardest Everdark is probably the Dark Drift. I think the Dark Drift, because he just hits so hard. Give me a sec, guys. Be back. Alright, we are good to go. We are good to go. We'll just let that dry for a little bit more and then we'll get onto the metallics. Might have been last night. Marvin and I had a run. We actually had a failure. We had a failure against Hollister, the final Night Lord. Our teammate just, I don't know, they're either new or maybe they were a bit younger. Although young kids nowadays are beasts at games. Anyway, there was a bit of a skill issue. Yeah, the final boss is so cinematic. So cinematic. What's your favorite boss from Elden Ring? Who do you think they did the best with? Yeah, including Shadow of the Erd Tree. Yep. Are you gonna say consort? You know, I think I got to the consort pretty quick, and I did it on stream, and I managed to avoid all the Elden Ring stuff. So I got to experience on stream Radahn. The Lord of Frenzy Flame is pretty cool. Yeah. You hate the consort. He beat me up for ages. He beat me up for ages, and there were a bunch of times where I got real close. Like I got real close, and then I wouldn't get close again, and I'd be like, oh man, did I just get lucky in that run? And then I started to get his moveset down the first phase, and then I managed to beat him up real easy on the run that Marvin and I did. A great shield just walls him. It's nuts. You just go a holy great shield with barricade shield on it. I think I went the Black Knight's shield, the black steel shield from the DLC. Maxed out, barricade shield. Enchanted with holy, I think it had like 95% holy resist, and I just walled that man. Just stood in front of him with a great shield. Simples. I did a holster run today. I was helping some guys out. We actually demolished him, like demolished him. I had a legendary, what's the sword I'm thinking of? The Crucible Knight sword. Can't for the life of me think. But I leveled that in the Magma Worm Cave, and I had a shield that had the Vow of the Indomitable, which makes you invulnerable. So when Holster did his big nuke where he's up in the sky, I just held my shield in the air and he didn't hit me. Your favorite boss is actually really hard. I think my favorite boss is probably the OG Radahn. Like the build up to it and everything, and who he is and the story behind it. And then the DLC only just adds to it as well. Malekith's sick. You like Placidusax? I just find that dude annoying sometimes. It's cool though, like he's stuck in time and space. Again, and then you're like, why is he missing heads? And we find out that he's missing heads because of Bale. I mean, Mesmer was pretty cinematic too, wasn't he? Is it one off? It's a roguelike. So Night Rain is based. I watched a lore video. So it's based in a multiverse of Elden Ring. So it's a different universe of Elden Ring, of like a different timeline or what would have happened if XYZ happened. And basically the night is consuming the world. And the only way to stop the night consuming the world is to beat a night boss. And you team up with some Nightfarers to do just that. So a run is, it's an expedition. Godric's voice acting is nuts, yeah. Yeah. bathed in rays of gold. So, bear witness. Dude, I scream. I basically yell bear witness whenever I get the grafted dragon as a weapon. Apparently Holster was just some knight. And he got defeated in battle. And then he rose from battle and he turned into Holster. You said the voice line. What was it the first time you did the dive? It's such a good game. I can't wait for him to continue to add more. I think we'll get more Nightfarers at some stage. You always yell Cadia stance. I would say Millennia's voice line when I use the Hand of Millennia, but you just get smacked out of the animation. You could be like, and I have never known defeat, and then whack. You just go flying. You've been saying Holy Terrans instead of Jesus. I might try that. So I'll finish doing this edge highlight on the Las Carbine and then we'll jump back onto the Commando miniature. And in around half an hour, guys, we are going to jump into the Discord for the live stream showcase. So you can upload your photos of what you're working on into that thread and we will show everyone else what you're working on. Logan, thank you very much for the sub on YouTube. Yeah, I always say runs. I always say a run. You want to do a run of Night Rain, but it's an expedition. It's an expedition. Standard FromSoft game with a whole bunch of stuff that's left up to interpretation. I do sub-assemble for Marines, yep. So I leave the head, the backpack off, and then the arms completely separate as well. And if they're a bolter, I'll glue the bolter so they're holding the bolter. Yep, I basically... The idea behind sub-assemblies, I think the best practice for sub-assemblies is put them in large enough pieces that you can still access all of the model. And that's completely up to you as well on how large you want to make them, because you might be able to reach specific areas, but you might be able to reach them easier if you leave a piece off. The other thing you want to look at with sub-assemblies is, are you going to be able to tell when you glue it together if it was sub-assembled? Now, Marines are really good for this because, you know, a backpack glues on and it's seamless. Same with the head and same with majority of arms. But say a Tyrannid, that might not, because they're more organic. And this is what this is what I mean, exactly what I mean by if a Marine's got a bolter. This is what I would do. Glue them so they're holding their bolter like that. Right. Happy with that. Let's grab that other guy and we'll start working on the metallics. Blue tack. Blue tack grin is the product I use. BLUTAC. All right, metallic time. Start with that brass copper. Silly, didn't actually write it down. Sponsor, you get sponsored by Blue Tack. I should, hey. Many times I get asked. Haven't used this color for a while. See you, Ren. Take it easy, dude. Duty Clem, thank you very much for the follow. Right. Let's put down some metallics. This will take a couple of layers. Normally I would put like a brown down first prior to varnishing, but I couldn't be bothered this time. Could not be bothered. Just talking about sub-assemblies and access to a model. Some tricky access there. Now you need to be really careful when you do this process, because basically what I've done is I've painted the whole model except for the metallics, and then I do a transfer, a varnish, a matte varnish, and this is so I've got like a really nice contrast between the armor and these metallic parts. The metallic tends to pop a bit more. But it's pretty hard to fix a mistake now, so I'm just got to take our time. Doesn't help that I'm using an older brush too, because I don't want to wreck my other brushes with base coating with metallics. follow as well. Marvin, how you doing? Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Hey, Fran, how you doing? Yeah, full army of Van Saar. Zonny, thank you very much for the sub on YouTube. Thank you. If anyone is new to the channel, just shout out. It looks like I'm lost in the sauce of hobby, but I promise you, I'm reading the chat. I mean, it's not moving that fast, so it's not that hard to read, but if you got any hobby questions, just shout out. 10 minutes, guys, we will check out that Discord, so make sure you get your post in the thread. If you haven't joined the Discord, just use command Discord if you're on Twitch. And the thread you are looking for is the live stream community showcase. This guy has more copper than I previously remembered. Rewind to me last night being like, they don't have that much metallic on them. And all of this is going to get covered by a suppression laser too.
I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my boons as in desert crumbs spoon. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Rock bottom make the man and some pressure make a gemstone. Trying to put $1 to my name like Creflo. Naja boy, late to the game, it's in the blood flow. And I'm from the south, it's thick skin and tough bone. Big attitude through big lips with gusto. Trust no kings, that's why they tried to crush souls. But it's IGBO, when the dust blow, this old head be standing there. No silver, just gold. Crack no books on the hustle. I was born to grind. Yo, scared of your potential. I'm adorned with mine. 30 times around the sun, man. Of course I shine. My legacy will not dwarf with time. And in my daughter's eyes, it's basic. I must not say quit. Every day sees a present like a Rob St. Nick. Walk a fine line between tenacious and patient. I can't slip. I'm fighting clocks and they can't win.
I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my wounds as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Impeccably I flow, hardest raps you know, breaking status quo, reaping what I sow, artistry like Van Gogh, get it from my mama, hip so thick that I need tempo, personality spicy, body banging like a bongo, cause black women been it since Timbuktu, since Pharaoh, sponge Polish rollers and hot combs, lips, cheeks, and brow bones. If you ain't for the culture, then please stay out of my zone. These little dummy rappers could never grace like headphones. See, I'm from a place in space where ain't no storytelling, you just had to have been there. If you want the battle, ain't no problem, say where. I got so much experience, I can't even play fair. But I'ma keep evolving and growing and hurting feelings and showing you need endurance to go in. I got mileage on this pen. I've been busy cause I've been out here schooling all these kids. Took 3 decades to have this glow up that I did.
I got bruised souls, cause I always roam. Trying to find my way back home. Count my wounds as some desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I got bruised souls, cause I always roam. Trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. Yeah! Q, Reggie, Auckland, New York. We rising up, yeah. Now look at us, we rising up. You don't really know it. Me, I got something that I need to prove. I cannot lose, nah. Everything I do that really is news. You look confused, why? You are what you choosing to do. Me, I've been making the moves, paying my dues, getting this done with the fam. Y'all know that I am the dude. Whew. Bend that low, hit that high, got that hustle, got that drive. One more time, best alive. I want it all, everything mine. Me, I got something to prove. I wanna lose. Yeah, something to prove. You know that I wanna lose. Yeah, gonna leave this here. This right here gonna be that year. Yeah, that's too sincere. I don't really think I could be that clear. I'ma be right here, but y'all know that. Wanna feed my fist, try to hold me back. Y'all do that, try to hold me down. Karma is real and it's coming around.
You like the grain? I was saying earlier, Jimmy, that Games Workshop changed the casing of the weapons from green to white for Vansar, which does work very well with their scheme as well. But dude, I've painted like 15 gang members, and they've all got this green weapon, so they're going to continue to have this green weapon. Even like my Arachnarig with its incorporated weaponry, because it's got 2 heavy las sub carbines in the body of it. Even those are that green. You like the rig? The rig's cool. I do like the rig. puts out an absolute ludicrous amount of shots. Ludicrous amount of shots, that thing. You can change 2 of its claws over to other ranged weapons as well. You can put a rad gun on it and a plasma gun. But those hull mounted weapons are rapid fire 3. I'm going to say they're rapid fire 3. There's probably 2. They are rapid fire 3. I was right the first time. Shouldn't have second guessed myself. They're rapid fire 3. And they have twin linked. A twin link's a little bit different in Necromunda. It lets you re-roll the ammo dice, but you must accept the second roll. So what that means is it gives you a better chance of not running out of ammo, which is phenomenal. If you've got a weapon that has rapid fire 2 on it, there's a chance your gun will jam completely, so you can't even reload the ammo. And Twin Linked helps you avoid that as well. And what it also does is it allows you to be more consistent with the amount of shots you hit with. So it's not unreasonable to hit 7 or 8 times with that gun. I said 7 or 8. 7 or 8 times with that gun. Potentially 9. One who should be nervous about that is Marvin. You can have a horde. You can have an absolute horde of corridor models. And that one Arachnorig can potentially pin a bunch of dudes all at once. Which, when you think about it in the Underhive, right? Imagine you turn up and you're, I don't know, trying to assault a plasma battery area that the Van Saar are occupying, and a whole bunch of little bone pickers just come screaming in with like reclaimed auto pistols and bone shivs, and then this Arachnorig just fires up and just unleashes with these 2 heavy machine guns in its body. You can imagine people would just be like ducking for cover. It's not so much like, yes, it could definitely wipe some people out, but it's more the pinning. Like people would just try and hide. Maybe Necromunda is like Trench Crusade and Marvin's great swords are anti-tank weapons. They are. Great swords are very good. Great swords are very, very good in the Underhive. You don't see them very often though. They have Sever on them, and Sever is like you're done. If you are reduced to 0 wounds by that weapon, you are done. There's no rolling any injury dice. You just gone. It's like a melter gun except in combat. You don't see them often, and not everyone has access to them in their armory. Like I don't think Goliath have access to them in their regular armory. I don't think Orlok have them in their regular. You can find them in the trading post and the black market, but not in your own house armory, which is where you, for the most part, take your weaponry from. And I think when we do our campaign, I think with my Van Saar, I'll almost just exclusively stick to the Van Saar weaponry because it works with the gang very well. And also, it's pretty hard to model certain weapons on guys. And I don't need a great sword. I don't need a great sword on a Van Saar gang member. Oh shit, no one gonna tell me it's the time for the Discord? Let me just jump in the Discord, guys. We'll check out what you guys have been working on. Let's have a look. Am I still in? I am. Okay. That's fair enough. I've got a couple of nice. The greatsword costs you a lot of money in real life, yeah. Roke's working on a big ass dragon. Big ass dragon. That's massive. Cheeky Skatari in the background. That's huge. What is that for? What is that for? What is that? Holy shit, what is that for? Not your cleanest work. Just wants to get his last scout done so he can paint some termies. Just wants to paint some termies. Still pretty damn good. Starting with some non-metallic for the Aquila. Well, that is out of my realm. Gargantuan red dragon. It's pretty big. It's pretty gargantuan. Jimmy. Jimmy's going to be taking part in our campaign, so you guys will see these on the tabletop. This is his gang of Ash Waste nomads. And his boys have come in from the Ash Wastes. They're coming in to claim, I don't know what, something. These are my if I was gambling on a campaign that hasn't even started, these are my wild card. These dudes. They've got some really, really good war gear, and I reckon it's going to take some people by surprise. All right, we're going to paint for another 20 minutes, and we'll call it a night. So we'll see if we can get all the metallics based. We've got another arm to base. Oh, actually, I've got the back of that. Let's do the back of that first. They're wild to you too. You didn't read half of their rules. I mean, you sort of don't need to in a way. I think until you truly play one campaign, you don't have the best idea. And you might find, hey, I want to play my Ash Waste Nomads a little more close combat orientated. So after playing with them once, you might be like, oh, I want to go down the route of pistols and close combat weapons. Or the opposite. Did you enjoy painting him? I think they're phenomenal for painters. Just like Necromunda in general, I think they're really, really good. Well, I did paint the little barrel silver. Interesting. Interesting. Travarian got removed from the GW creator program again. What happened? I didn't even know he got... Well, I mean, I didn't know he was part of it. I mean, I assumed he was because he gets early stuff. But I didn't realize he got removed and then added and then removed again. I know that what was that guy? Shit, I can't remember his name. Dude, I can't remember his name, but he got in trouble for the Horus Heresy stuff. I can't think of his name. Yeah, Miniac. Yeah, that's the dude. That's what I'm thinking of. Hang on, so what you're saying, Black Sword, is Travarian's been removed before and then re-added? Is that what you're saying? Did a video on a Sat 9. Ah, got ya. Can see a pic of the model on his FB. You want to shoot me a pic of it? Oh, was that it? Oh, I saw that. I thought that was a Games Workshop model. I saw that pop up. I just assumed it was a Games Workshop model. A 3D print, right. I mean, it's always, that stuff's always going to be tricky, right? Because as a person that creates it, you know, because people would pay good money for that, right? That file. The more popular it gets, the larger the chance Games Workshop hear about it. There's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? Sorry, something came loose under the desk. Miniac leaked the 30k model. Yeah, that's right. That's the one I remember. That's why he's perma-soldy over GW. I mean, it would suck being part of the GW content creator group and then getting removed from it. That would suck, but at the same time, yeah, you can't be that stupid. Like, you can't be that stupid. Ah, got ya. Maybe he doesn't care that much anymore. Maybe there's a point with his like Patreon and all that type of stuff and his YouTube where he just doesn't care anymore. Like he'd have all the data on his videos and stuff, and whether it makes any difference, whether it's a Games Workshop product or not. He's probably got such a following now, people don't care if it's a, like they just care about his paint schemes. Sick. So I don't varnish my metallics at all. So I paint all my regular stuff, apply transfers, do my Tamiya TS80 matte varnish, and then I paint my metallics. And then I just leave them. If it is a metallic model like my Sanguinor, I will apply Lamian medium over the whole model. So that's sort of my varnish if it's a full metallic model. When it's just like little bits of metallic like this, I don't worry about it. How many floor levels will we have on the Necromunda board? Don't know. I'm hoping minimum 3. Not full levels, but yeah, I'll be the boards need to be balanced. It's gonna be a lot of work in arranging the boards because I want it to be as fun as possible for everyone and balanced as possible. Right, I don't want to have straight firing lanes for my Van Saar, but at the same time I don't want the whole board to be absolutely blocked to the point where like taking a ranged weapon is pointless, if that makes sense. So yeah, it'll the board in itself is going to take a lot of work. And I've got some ideas, like I want to have some themes for some boards. We'll chat to Megan as well. So Megan from Realm Scenics. I think I got that right. Megan, who did our Trench Crusade board. So I've got like, I want to do a board that's themed around Escher, and it would be like a chem lab with a whole bunch of like jungle plants and stuff in it. Probably 3x3. I think that's the regular size. Yup. I don't know, whatever the regular recommended size board is what we're going to do. And then we'll have a Zone Mortalis as well. Going to commit a lot of effort to this Necromunda campaign, hoping that it will be a regular occurrence and can hopefully attract some of my other friends that paint some phenomenal armies, and even like other guys that have done no Necromunda at all before. Like I have reached out to Kieran, Raptor Imperialist, for anyone out there that knows Kieran. He is the dude when it comes to Horus Heresy, so I'm hopefully going to be able to wrangle him into it. Nah, look, I'm not interested in Ash Wastes. Ash Wastes is like a different game altogether. We might branch out into it, you know, like if the Necromunda campaign gets really popular and there's a lot of views and stuff like that, then, you know, we will look at doing some Ash Wastes eventually. But it's a different game, almost, with the vehicles and stuff. But you would definitely need a 4x4 for the vehicles, for sure. I do have a vehicle. Dusty AF. We are going to finish up there, guys. On that note, I have based all the metallics, so we'll get doing the washes and the highlights tomorrow, but we are going to finish up there. For anyone that is new to the stream, welcome. The stream starts at 8 p.m. Australian Standard Time, so wind your clock back 2 hours. That's when the stream starts. Hopefully, should finish that guy tomorrow. And we might do some bases too. Might get that airbrush finished cleaning it and do some bases. Other than that, enjoy your day, guys. Enjoy your night. And I'll catch you tomorrow. See you guys.